So you're selling cars. And then you have a line of business where you start selling parts, right? The traditional flat structure mentality is now, and up until now, when you were selling cars, you had one desk and one flat service.
Mhm.
You have a business division that sells parts. Now you need a second desk, right?
Mhm.
And then if you start repairing, then you need a third desk. Now you're surrounding yourself with 3 desks. And that's the traditional way. That's how your chart of accounts keeps growing, right? And
Right.
the dimensionality is in a sense that you don't need to add desks, but you had to do is you need to add drawers, right? Underneath your surface. Depending what you're trying to report on, you just have these drawers and then you pull them out, right? Hey, I need to report my financials on the parts business. I pull up the drawer from the second layer.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. But overall, your financials will be still in that fit underneath that table. And you can imagine how much weight that is and so on. That's how I see it at the chart of accounts. So we had the other area is also like not only just reporting, but the other part to reporting is also accountability and responsibility. A very good example could be like when we do accounts payable, procurement, and invoice approvals. Accountants have the list of general ledger accounts or expense accounts. Like if I bought a computer, where to book it? If I bought a car, where to book it? They know that. It's which department bought it? Which department's leader needs to sign off on this purchase? Because AP is just looking at an invoice. I don't know if $100,000 Tesla is a good purchase for this purpose. Should go for something else. So that's where you're like after LOB. LOB is led by what? VPs and SVPs of that division. Underneath that, there's different departments. So these departments can be also dimensions, right? So LOBs, dimensions. Met some people from an accounting perspective, they call it like cost centers. Switch over to like revenue centers, right? Like,
Right.
what am I selling? I want to see my financials. Report back to kind of jumping a little bit, but back to reporting, right? When you report, you always try to report feasibility, financial, health, and so on. So how much am I selling? What are my expenses for this division, for this product? And who's contributing to that, right? What are the expenses? Is it IT? Because even though you have different lines of businesses and different departments, for example, IT, HR, accounting, these are shared services, right? So I'm buying, I don't know, a very expensive server. That server is not an IT cost. IT leader signs off on it that it is correct and so on, but it has to be distributed, right? But sometimes we don't want to keep them like as just one line item in the chart of accounts. It's more of like, hey, you put all of your, expenses or, overweight cost into that department, and then you allocate it right, across. We were working. So the biggest story with regards to where dimensions for LOBs and departments come in handy was when we tried to introduce a global like P2P system, right? And the question, procure to pay, like,
Right.
we want to place purchase requisitions. We want to get approvals from our bosses to say, I can spend this much for this vendor, or this matter, for this project, for this product, and so on. And then the traditional way was like everybody would carry a piece of paper and say, hey, I know my boss. I go walking to my boss and say, can you approve? Take it to accounting. Accounting will give you like a form saying, here's your GL account. And then you add your GL account. Now I can go buy. This is an Excel sheet. I get all my signatures. I print it out, another Excel form, and send it to the vendor. And the vendor is like, yes, I had a PO. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to ship it to you. When it comes to implementing systems, the question is, I have to submit that request to my boss, right? Based on my organization hierarchy, saying I'm going to spend $100,000 for purchase of a car. And who does that go? To my departmental leader. That's set up in the hierarchy, right? My organizational hierarchy.